So, I'm just looking, this isn't the right, there were changes on this, but they were fairly minor, so we're gonna go with this. Anyway, as I said, this portion of the Board of Ed meeting is based, is really devoted to really three things. One is to present key elements of the proposed 2017-2018 school budget. The other is to present key information about the proposed district capital project. And then third is to inform you about Board of Education elections. And then actually, I guess I could add a fourth, answer any questions that you might have. So, first one is an overview.
Let's, we'll overview what we're looking at that will be voted on next week, and that is the total school budget. Can you all see the numbers and everything? Okay, good. $18,723,883. The tax levy of $15,142,238. The estimated tax rate, in other words, how much will the budget cost if passed? Per thousand, it will be $7.07 per thousand. And then if you transfer that into a $200,000 house, it'll be about $22, or it will be $22.96 increase in the tax. Also be voting on leasing 2 larger 66-passenger buses for replacement. Right your way?
Nope.
Okay.
Thanks.
For $44,000. And as Mary said, there are 3 board seats available. Right now we have 2 candidates, and then we'll be looking for a write-in. Capital projects, that's another component of this budget vote. We have a $19,160,000 capital budget, and that's for infrastructure, safety and security, and facility enhancements.
So the next slide really identifies where the money comes from. And as you can see, the district really relies heavily on property taxes. The formula New York State uses to determine state aid, the state aid each district gets, classifies Lake Placid Central School District as an average need district, which means that the district, it gets little state aid compared to some other districts some districts get 80-90% state aid. Lake Placid, on the other hand, gets about 15.7% state aid of their total budget needs, which means that we're really put in a position to heavily rely on property taxes. So 80% of the money that's raised for the tax levy comes from property taxes.
This is a slide that's just showing the various expenditures, and the 3 expenditures: the capital component, the administrative component, and the program component. And as you can see, the green is the program component, and that's the largest component, and should be the largest component. With our Student First initiative, that's where the Student First is. That's where the student programming comes from, is this 75, close to 75% of the budget. One more.
That's right, you do this one.
Yeah, one more.
Oh, sure.
Didn't switch. Okay. So what this is showing here is a distribution or a change in the way that the expenditures are. These are the 3 components: administrative, program, and capital. With the tax levy, the tax levy being at what it is, it really doesn't allow for, it's a 1.58%, it doesn't allow for programming costs. So what we've had to do is sort of a shift in how we expense. And so we've had to reduce administration budget, and we've had to reduce the capital portion of the budget to increase the programming budget, or to meet the needs of our children and the students first and foremost.
Yeah, and if I can add, I think this slide really shows what our priorities are. You would hope that in every school district, the priority are the student programs. And I think this slide really shows that. When we think, we've actually decreased capital and administrative expenses so that we can maintain the programs and even add in some cases to the programs that we offer the students. So we understand that even a modest tax increase, which this is, 1.58% is a modest tax increase, can be challenging for the community. But we also think the school is the best investment we can make in our community. As the headlines say on this, great schools change lives and foster strong communities, and we truly believe that. Whether it's a student who has had to overcome great difficulties in their personal life, which is the subject of the book From Dirt to Design, whether it's our valedictorian graduating and other graduates, this is what makes schools great, and we are a great school district. This is a slideshow that kind of goes through some of what we offer. So school is really much more than just reading, writing, arithmetic. What makes a school great are the people, the innovative learning experiences, engaging young people in all areas of school life in multiple ways throughout the years. And I think this slideshow shows that Lake Placid is doing that. Another slide that I would like to point out, reasons to be proud of Lake Placid Central School District. It's much more than the basics. We really value much more than the basics. There's a brief list of things that we're proud of. There's a more detailed list in the budget booklet, but we're very proud of our graduation rate, over 90%. That compares to the state average, which is somewhere between 78% and 80%, so we're way above the state average. Extracurricular participation is over 75%. We have a very vibrant athletic program, fine arts program, performing arts program, clubs, Science Olympiad. We have a lot of organizations taking place, and our students are participating in it. Vibrant and music and visual arts programs, mentoring and leadership programs, a K through 12 foreign language program. I don't know how many different meetings I go to, and the number one comment I get from other school board members is, we're so jealous of the fact that you offer foreign language K through 12. We wish our district could do that. So we're very proud that we're able to do that. We meet a wide range of student needs, from AP courses and bridge courses for students who are looking to go on to college, to the career and tech education programs, and to the support services that we provide the students. Interdisciplinary curriculum. I think you have students at the elementary school. There are oftentimes music, social studies, art, gym classes will join together and do interdisciplinary projects together. So we see that at the high school we have Globish, English and social studies joining together at the 10th grade level, and really that happens all the way down through to 6th and 7th grade. We even had an English and biology interdisciplinary project. So we're very proud of that also. Emphasis on community engagement. Our students are involved in community service projects. We have our one graduating senior this year that was just named the Volunteer of the Year for Lake Placid, earned over 600 community service hours while he was in 6th grade through 12th grade. Universal Pre-K, free all-day program in partnership with St. Agnes for every 4-year-old that lives in the school district. And then our new independent philanthropic fund, the Educational Opportunity Fund, that is helping to provide extra funding for innovative ideas, both from teachers as well as from students. One question we get asked often is, enrollment is declining. Why can't you cut staff? This slide is included in this to answer that question. As you can see from this, since 2007, our enrollment has declined about 10%. But during that same time period, we have actually cut faculty. We've made faculty reductions in terms of teaching assistants at a rate of almost 15%. So we have actually cut faculty by almost 1.5 times the rate of our enrollment decline. But even though this has happened, we have made a commitment to keeping class sizes small. We feel that that's very, very important, and we've been actually able to add back a couple positions at the elementary school so that there are 3 sections so that classes can remain around the 14, 15, and we're doing the same thing here.
So Board of Education, there's 3 vacancies. There's 7 board members, and there's 3 vacancies this year. So Jeff Burnell is a candidate this year. Joan Hallett Valentine. Thanks for coming, Joan. And then we do not have a 3rd candidate that's running, so we'll be looking at a write-in candidate. So I don't know if you want to mention anything else on that, Mary, or no?
Other than we hope somebody will come forward so that we have, a name that we can offer the public right now. So you interested, or if you know anybody? It's a 3-year term.
Under the capital project, so with the capital project, we're asking the community to vote on the capital project, and 90% of the costs of this project will go towards maintaining the infrastructure and the safety and security of our facilities. We haven't done a capital project in quite some time, so we had public community forums and received feedback, and as a result of that, we did quite a few cuts to the capital project to bring it where it is today.
So we're going to take a little bit of time and just kind of highlight some of the plans that we have or that are included in this, in the 3 areas. So the first area is infrastructure. This is, I'm going to preface this before we really go through anymore. This is really a no-frills capital project, even though it's expensive. There's no question about it, but it's not glamorous stuff that we're advocating for. And I want to go back a second to explain why we think it's important to present this. In 2006, there was a New York State Court of Appeals ruling that stated that all children in New York State have a constitutional right to a quality high school education, at least a quality high school education. They went on to say in that same decision that needs to be done in a healthy, safe, secure environment. Infrastructure and safety and security are providing that. So we're actually, I think, providing for the constitutional rights of the children when we are presenting this to the public. So when we talk about infrastructure, what are we talking about? Well, one thing is the loading dock at the elementary school. You can see from these pictures, it's rusting away, and so it needs to be replaced. So that's one example of an infrastructure project. At the elementary school, it's also replacing the roof. This is the original roof. It's 40 years old. Doesn't leak yet, but it's time to replace it. And if, you know from your own experience, I'm sure, that if you can replace something before it fails, it's probably going to cost a lot less than if you wait till it fails and it becomes an emergency. So that's an example. The elementary school. At the middle and high school, our walls are falling down. I don't think that a wall that looks like that is big chunks of it are falling out, is creating a safe, healthy environment for our students. So this is, replacing the walls is a big chunk of that $19 million. This is an artist rendering of what the new wall might look like. So those are a couple examples. There's more details, and again, you can find those on our website that lists all of them. This is shoring up the foundation that's under this wing of the building. That's crumbling, so it's shoring that up. The ramp coming into the building, that's rusting away. We've been able to shore it up. It's safe now, but there's going to come a time when it's not going to be safe. Safety and security. In this time and age that safety and security means a whole lot different than it did when I was in school, or probably even when you were in school. So at the elementary school, again, we're proposing the construction of a new elementary school security vestibule that includes bullet-resistant glass. It also creates a secure space. You come in, now, you go into the elementary school and you pretty much have free access to the building. This creates another secure area where you will not have access until you go through a secondary screening. So that's the proposal. We also think it kind of enhances the look of the building too. So, but we get safety and security from it. Same thing at the elementary school. This entrance here would also become a security vestibule. This is a rendering of what it might look like. Again, bullet-resistant glass, another secure area where there is more screening taking place. So that's the second phase of it, and that takes about 11% of the proposed $19 million project. The last part, 10%, are enhancements. Some of the enhancements really are connected to safety and security, and I'll talk about those as we get to them. At the elementary school, we're hoping to be able to do some reconstruction in the main office that will include a conference room. This allows us to better meet the needs of parents and their students when there's time to really come in and sit down and talk about them. Talk about their programs and what would be best for them. We really don't have a spot where that can take place now. Then also we're calling for the renovation of these 1970s bathrooms. Again, these are the original bathrooms. And this is also to make them more handicapped accessible, which is the law. So that's part of it also. At the middle high school, most of the enhancements deal with the auditorium. We see the auditorium really as a community room as much as it is for the school. And so we are, and we have a very active, really high-quality drama program. Students from 3rd grade all the way through seniors have an opportunity to participate in a play. And they take place here. So we're asking to expand the wings to make the stage make it bigger so that it can be more adaptable to some of the plays that we're performing. We'll redo the storage that takes place underneath the stage to make that a little bit more convenient and easily accessible. New aisle lighting, which is to meet the code, that's required. We really don't have any choice in that. That's a state ed requirement. And then that balcony railing, if you've been in the auditorium, you know that balcony railing is kind of scary, especially for little kids when you see them crawling around up there. So that again is as much a safety feature as it is an enhancement.
So with the capital project, the original cost was significantly higher. We've brought it down to 19.1 million, and we want to emphasize that that's a maximum amount that we'll be spending. The hope and the goal is that we will spend less than that, and therefore we'll have to loan or bond less than that. So that is a maximum number.
And why we're optimistic and really confident that we'll be able to reduce that is that we have a history. This list of projects was much longer. And we've been able to accomplish some of those in-house, many of those in-house, the parapet, the masonry at the front of the building, the wall out here. There's been a lot of projects that our very talented, skilled custodial staff have been able to do. And the more we can get accomplished in-house, the more then we can cut from this. And we have 2 years. If this is approved, we have 2 years to continue to cut into these projects and cut some of the expense. So we're pretty sure that we're pretty confident that the cost will actually go down. So after you vote on the budget, after you vote for school board members, after you vote on the buses, and after you vote on the capital project, we're going to ask you to do one more thing before you leave, and that is to complete an exit poll. This will take you about 30 seconds probably, but we do appreciate the input, and we do take it very seriously. It's a chance to ask us questions if all of a sudden something pops up. If you want to ask us a question, they do get answered. So sometimes people ask a question and they leave me their name and phone number on it and they get answered that way, but other times we do go through this and there is a response to each concern and then we publish it in the paper. So I do hope you'll take the time to do that. So voting is next Tuesday, the 16th. From 2 to 9 p.m. You can vote at the elementary school or you can vote at the Wilmington Community Center. Please do come and vote and bring your friends and neighbors. We have, really just to give you a little history, we have less than 10% of the registered voters is a normal turnout for voting for the school budget. And it's one of the most important, I think, decisions you can make as in terms of what happens at the school. So I guess this would be a time to answer any questions that you might have.